Welcome back. How you doing? Just now, Senator Kennedy goes on an epic rant, forces Adam Schefter to shut up and sit down and take the verbal beating he needs to get right here done. So let's go ahead and watch the video and let everybody see how the Democrats get their ass put in place. They're big and bad at CBN, News 19, all that, but when they're on the House floor, where the people they want to talk shit about, there to face them, not so much. So let's get into the video.
Streets in the name of the president, while his chosen enforcers smugly walk through American cities, cosplaying their favorite uniforms from the 1930s and 1940s. I yield back.
I recognize the senator from Louisiana.
We all have to concede, we all should concede that the loss of life in Minneapolis was a tragedy. And I'm sorry that happened. Number two, this is the second thing that I know. You don't have to be Einstein's cousin. You don't have to be a senior at Caltech to know that illegal immigration is illegal. Duh. It's illegal. And those of us who believe that no one is above the law, we all say we believe that. I believe it. No one, those of us who say that no one is above the law have to concede that people in our country illegally are not above the law either. The law applies to them as well. Our immigration statutes are not second-tier laws. They matter just as much as the other statutes that have been passed by the elected members of Congress. And just like the other laws, the immigration laws have consequences and should have consequences if you violate them. Third and final point. You have the right to protest in America.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. We will make America proud again. When you try to kill our citizens, we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
We're all hell. We already know who this is. Look at that damn head. This bastard ought to be walked out right now with his hands behind his back. I already knew who his butt was. I just seen the head. I didn't look at nothing else. I seen that head. I said, oh hell. You just can't make this up. And then put his foot in his mouth once again. But we've all had enough, man. Senator Kennedy has had enough. So I couldn't wait to get into this. You know, we also got another unexpected bombshell announcement from Senator Kennedy on what's going on with ICE in Minnesota, Minneapolis. And again, law and order. People spoke loud and clear. Majority of America. And this clown here, these lies, this gaslighting, this fear-mongering. I mean, these people ought to be walked out with their hands behind their back, especially this bastard here, this criminal crook, fraud. I already knew who the hell he was by looking at that head. I clicked on the thing, all I seen was head. Brother Wall, what Trump call him? Mr. Watermelon. Unbelievable.
Administration that changed what it means to walk down the street in America. 374 days.
What the hell he just say?
administration have changed what it means to walk down the street in America.
This administration has changed what it is to walk down the street in America. You just can't make this up.
374 days ago, an American citizen did not need to worry about carrying a passport or worry that they would be pinned to the ground for being unable to prove that their hometown was in fact the only home they have ever known. Agents with just 47 days of training, sweeping through American cities, agents with barely over a month of training, just 47 days, and
See the lies, the gaslighting, the fear-mongering. It's the same thing over and over and over. He's reading off the same script over and over and over. You know, we see you Democrats do the same thing over and over and over, man. Y'all care so much for criminal illegal aliens and hate that they are deporting y'all voters. I mean, man. Y'all have no common sense. It's to hell with law and order. Judges are a disgrace. I think the judge ought to be walked out. I'm telling you, I think it's a disgrace, man, what we have in this country. Honestly. It's to hell with the people, to hell with majority of Americans that spoke loud and clear. Y'all gonna fearmonger and gaslight every single day. Fearmonger the hell out of everybody. It's a disgrace, man. With the media as well. The enemy of the people. The fake news media, the lamestream corporate mainstream media. A damn disgrace. Now, I'm done talking. I'm going to just let it play out. I'm done talking, but I'm sick of this mess here, man. And I got to call it out when I see it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sick of this crap, though.
why 47? Because it's a nod to the vanity
I'm going to start it
to
back.
prove that their hometown was in fact the only home they have ever known. Agents with just 47 days of training, sweeping through American cities, agents with barely over a month of training, just 47 days. And why 47? Because it's a nod to the vanity of the 47th president, rather than allocated to the need to be instructed on how to, say, use or avoid using deadly force. Agents with less training than a teenager getting their driver's license are now badgering, beating, and even killing Americans on our streets
Oh, boy.
in the name of the president, while his chosen enforcers smugly walk through American cities, cosplaying their favorite uniforms from the 1930s and 1940s.
Oh,
I yield back.
what a disgrace.
I recognize the senator from Louisiana.
Let's get it, Kennedy.
We all have to concede, we all should concede that the loss of life in Minneapolis was a tragedy. And I'm sorry it happened. Number two, this is the second thing that I know. You don't have to be Einstein's cousin. You don't have to be a senior at Caltech to know that illegal immigration is illegal. Duh. It's illegal. And those of us who believe that no one is above the law, we all say we believe that. I believe it. No one, those of us who say that no one is above the law have to concede that people in our country illegally are not above the law either. The law applies to them as well. Our immigration statutes are not second-tier laws. They matter just as much as the other statutes that have been passed by the elected members of Congress. And just like the other laws, the immigration laws have consequences and should have consequences if you violate them. Third and final point. You have the right to protest in America. Let me say that again. You have the right to protest in America. You do not have the right to protest violently. And in fact, violence as you protest undermines the morality of the thing that you're protesting over. Let me say that again. Violence, if you choose violence when you protest, that undermines the morality of the movement that you say your movement is based upon. You know who else understood that? Dr. King. King understood it. Gandhi understood it. Mandela understood it. Violently protesting, not protesting, but violently protesting undermines the morality that you say your cause is built upon. It's also dangerous.
That part out loud.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous and it's stupid. It's 12-piece bucket of stupid. Because when you protest violently, when you interfere with a cop or an ICE officer, it's not going to end well.
Damn.
It's not. Under the best of circumstances, these officers are trying to enforce federal law.
Law.
And the people with respect to whom they're trying to enforce federal law are in most cases, I'm not going to say all cases, but in most cases are criminals. Not criminals because they're here illegally, though that too is a violation of our law, but criminals because they have violated other laws, in many cases felonies. And those ICE officials, those cops are scared. They're scared. They're dealing with someone who could be armed, someone who could be dangerous. So you've got a powder keg. And when protesters choose to protest violently and harass those ICE officials and blow whistles in their ears and block their way and spit in their faces and curse them and curse their children, they're giving off sparks in a powder keg. And it's not going to end well in many cases.
Not going to end well.
I'm sorry we're at this point. But I believe that our future can be better than our present, and certainly than our past.
Amen. Senator Kennedy said it right. On mark, did it right at the ballpark. This clown here ought to be ashamed of himself. The Democrats, the fake news media, the left, the radical left, ought to be all ashamed of themselves, man.